Chicago and the Philippines. A comprehensive review of the week's special community events, featuring many exciting personalities, handled by the most professional Chicago Philippine Reports TV staff.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Chicago Philippine Reports TV, still the #1 Filipino show in the Midwest. I'm Girly Pascual. Welcome to our show. Today we have all the top stories from the Philippines. We also have what's happening in our own Filipino-American community of Chicago. We have interesting interviews led by our very own executive producer, Miss Veronica Layton. We have Bridget Cotero Carino. All these are coming up and more afterward from our sponsors. Please stay with us.
Philippine senators set to hold a closed-door meeting with the Anti-Money Laundering Council and other agencies about possible criminal activities involving POGOs. According to Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, aside from human trafficking and online scams, the POGOs in Baofu compound in Bamban might have been used for money laundering. He believes a huge syndicate was behind the POGO operations. Gatchalian, citing an engineer, said the construction of the buildings alone would cost 6 billion pesos. On Wednesday's Senate panel hearing on the raided POGO hub in Tarlac, lawmakers presented documents on the various assets owned by Bamban Mayor Alice Go. Senator Risa Ontiveros says Go owns 16 vehicles and she's involved in various businesses, including a hog farm and a meat shop. In Go's December 2022 Statement of Assets, Liabilities, and Net Worth, or SALN, the total acquisition cost of her vehicles, which includes the helicopter, comes to 77 million pesos. The mayor, however, counters the vehicles are no longer part of her assets because they are used in her buy and sell car business. West Cars is a company where Go is also an incorporator or part owner.
Yung sa Ford Expedition po, nabenta ko po siya ng 2020. Doon sa Land Cruiser po, wala na rin po sa akin. Honda po, wala pa akong maalala na mayroon pa akong Honda. G-Wagon po yung isa, wala na rin po sa akin. Buy and sell po ng kotse po kasing negosyo din po doon sa West Cars, kaya umiikot po lang na sasakyan.
She also says she gets financial support from her father to put up her various businesses. But for Senator Raffy Tulfo, it raises more questions than answers.
Sa yung income tax as mayor, hindi kaya mong bumili nitong mga dump truck at helicopter kasi 500,000 lang ang declared mo na income dito. Paano mo nabili ito? Saan pera nanggaling to?
Go did not explain how she was able to afford multiple vehicles, but she did say her father, Chinese national Jiang Zhonggo or Angelito Go, helped her buy the chopper.
Partial po ng pinagbayad ko po doon sa helicopter po ay galing po sa tatay ko.
Go's father will be invited to the next Senate hearing, and senators are expected to seek clarity on the mayor's birth certificate and siblings. This comes after the Philippine Statistics Authority said the mayor's mother, whom Go identified as Amelia Leal, does not have a birth certificate. They also could not find a marriage certificate for Go's parents.
Malaking posibilidad na si Mayor Go hindi siya Pilipino dahil yung kanyang birth certificate ay galing sa tatay niya na nagsinungaling at yung mga impormasyon doon hindi rin consistent. Malaking posibilidad yan na yung kanyang ina ay Chinese talaga.
Go's lawyers maintained that she is a Filipino.
Now, the burden of proof transfers to the accuser. Napatunayan nila na peke yung mga hawak naming dokumento.
Mayor Alice Go has repeatedly said that she is not involved in any illegal Philippine offshore gaming operator or POGOs. But senators said they found documents that may link her to Zunyu One Technology, one of the POGOs that was raided and closed in Baufo compound here in Bamban, Tarlac. These documents show that Nancy Jimenez Gamo, Go's representative in her companies, is also a representative of Zunyu One. ABS-CBN went to the Bamban Town Hall Thursday, but Go's staff said she was off work. We are still awaiting the response of her counsel on the new allegations. For Senate President Cheese Escudero, it's better to file a case against Go if warranted, rather than just focus on the issue of her citizenship.
Do you need to get your hands on some extra money right now? Maybe $25,000 or more? If you're a homeowner, now is the perfect time to get cash out. While homes in many neighborhoods like yours have gone up in value, you can use the money for anything. It's yours. You can buy an investment property, pay for college, pay off higher interest debt, or make home improvements. A cash out refinance is the perfect solution to get the cash you need. If you need $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000, now's the time. Home values are up, and so is your equity. We offer you a way to use it. No need to sell your home or use your savings. Call New American Funding now and speak to a cash out refi specialist and see how much cash out you can get.
Call New American Funding at 855-332-3929. That's 855-332-3929. Call 855-332-3929.
Via Times, vital news, vibrant views for the Filipino Asian communities in Chicago. Via Times for your most interesting and exciting reading and your party coverages. Via Times has very interesting columnists. You name it, Via Times has it. Law, Filipino news, dentistry, immigration, humor, serious opinions, health, beauty, mysticism, Bata Corner, showbiz, and intelligently written editorials. Call Via Times at 773-866-0811.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of this show. Today, I have a very interesting Filipino-American guest here today. And he's very well known in the community for what he's doing. It is work as immigration lawyer and also as an entrepreneur, a successful one. Okay, help me welcome Attorney Gerard Dean. Attorney Gerard Dean is here now, and we're shooting inside his boxes store right now, and he will be touring us there too. So this is really exciting. Welcome to our show, Attorney Dean.
Hello, hi, Ate Vero. Thank you for having me in your show, the longest running TV newspaper show in the entire Chicagoland. It's an honor.
Thank you so much, and I thank God for that, for giving us long life to be running our media outfit in the Filipino American community in Chicago. And Attorney Dean has something to say about what he's doing in this community as this is the celebration of the Asian American Heritage Month, and he's one of the most successful Asian that live here in Chicago. And okay, Attorney Dean, as an immigration lawyer, how are you helping our country and this country first thing first, because that is your major profession.
I had been a lawyer since 1992. I was first admitted to the Philippine Bar in June of 1992. And in 2002, I immigrated to the US and took and passed the Illinois State Bar and was admitted by the Illinois Supreme Court in May of 2006. I started my private practice in the same year. Initially, I dabbled into real estate, uncontested divorce, and immigration. But in the course of time, I focused on immigration, mainly family-based immigration to help family be reunited, to process the immigrant petition of family members, spouses, children, siblings. And also, I process employment-based immigration. My concentration is the processing of immigrant petition for nurses, for therapists, and other healthcare workers, because I am fortunate to have clients in various states, nursing homes and hospitals. Because of this, because of these clients scattered in different states, I am able to help our kababayan get sponsored directly by these nursing homes. Some of these nursing homes are in California, in New York, New Jersey, Florida, Arizona, Las Vegas, mostly in Illinois. How I do it? I simply match a nurse with the nursing home that they prefer. If they prefer to work in New York, I match them with my client in New York. They talk, they determine the salary, and once everything is agreed, housing accommodation, salary, I start the process. And the difference with what I do is my clients deal directly with the nurse. There are no recruiters involved because the nursing homes, the hospitals save. In the process, I encourage them to give the savings to the nurses in the form of high salary and housing accommodation. That's why with the nurses that I help, some of them end up getting free accommodation for 12 months for their entire household. You can find that in any other sponsorship. And also the salary is high. For example, in Cook County, the prevailing wage set by the Department of Labor is only $32.16 per hour. Yet my clients pay as high as $40 per hour. Some of my clients in Chicago are the St. Bernard Hospital, the West Suburban Wise Hospital, the Elevate Care, the Aperian Care. So with these direct petitioners, our kababayans, the nurses, get the best benefit in the form of high salary and free accommodation. So I am so blessed, Ate Vero, that in 2016, I decided to give back to my island of origin. I come from the island of Samar. So in January of 2016, I thought of doing something that will help the poor farmers in my island. As you know, the island, the main source of income of the island is mainly coconut. So I thought if I would intercrop the coconut farm with cacao, then I would increase the yield of the farm. I would increase the income of the farmers. So 2016, I planted thousands of cacao trees, 5,000 initially. And then after 5 years, they started to bear fruits. I got a lot of harvest, and my problem is how to dispose of them. My farmer initially tried to turn them into tableya, but the local economy, the local market could not absorb them. So I tried talking to traders in the hope of selling them to chocolate makers. But the price that they were willing to pay was very low, not even sufficient for me to cover the overhead expenses, to pay for the salary of the workers, the gasoline, fertilizer. You know, when you cut the grass using grass cutters, we need gasoline because we're talking about several hectares of land. So because of that, I got challenged. I cannot let my efforts end in vain. I want this to succeed. So the only way to succeed is by processing the beans directly, by having full control of the production of the harvest into chocolates. And so the idea of setting up a chocolate shop in Chicago came into being. So we set up the chocolate shop in July of 2021, and it started processing our beans, roasting them, refining into chocolates. So it's basically a 3-2-bar chocolate shop. We bring raw beans from Samar, from our farm in Samar, ship them to Chicago through DHL, and turn them into chocolates from within our chocolate shop. And if you may, Ate Vero, I will tour you around to the chocolate shop.
Please take us around your very successful, I mean, really very nice. I've been there. A very nice chocolate store and manufacturing store too of chocolates.
Okay, let's start with the front. So this is the when you enter the chocolate shop, you will see a painting. Well, this is the painting of the daughter of one of our friends. She painted a cacao pod held by a farmer's hand. So that's what you will see when you enter. And then after that, the various awards, international awards that we garnered. We won awards at the International Chocolate Awards, the equivalent of the Oscars among chocolate makers. We won in the Americas competition, and those who won in the Americas, we competed in the world competition. The winners in Asia, in Europe, in the Americas, we competed, and we also won. For example, this is the silver award that we got last November 2023 for our Pili Dates Praline. This is a world category, meaning winners from Europe, from Asia, from Americas were considered, and we got the silver. So those are the many awards that we got, and these are the products. Our bonbon, our friends, we call them friends bonbon because the teacher, the one who taught us how to make chocolate, is a French pastry chef. But yet, we incorporate the Philippine product. For example, this one is a coconut bonbon. Here's the calamansi bonbon. that won the World Award in 2022. Calamansi Caramel, we have the kiwi coconut, the guava, the ube. Here's the Pilidates. Pilidates won silver in last year's International Chocolate Award. The award ceremony was held in Florence, Italy. So, and these are the chocolate bars. For example, this is the dark chocolate candied orange peel. The label contains the award that this chocolate bar received from the International Chocolate Awards. Chocolate bar is named to honor the place where we got the beans. For example, this one is Summer Island chocolate, 66%. It means it contains 66% cacao and the rest is cane sugar. The other one is Sobok, 85%. It means the content of the cacao is 85. It's too high. Other chocolate makers are afraid to go as high as 85 because the chocolate bar will become bitter. Yet we are not afraid because we are confident of the way we nurtured the trees and the fermentation that we did for the trees. The beans, the trees that we grow are grown naturally. We use vermicast to nourish them, and also the seaweeds that is abundant in the island of Samar. When I started the cacao farm, I got a problem with the cost of the fertilizer. So what I did, I started producing my own fertilizer. Samar is a coastal island. Calbayog is a coastal island. So what we did, we harvested seaweeds along the shore and fermented them into bioorganic foliar fertilizer. Seaweeds fermented with molasses. So this is the cacao beans that we ship from our farm. When we ship the beans, we ship it using the Grain Pro bag to preserve the aroma of the beans. And the beans are roasted for 120 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes, approximately, depending on the type of roast, whether it is medium or bold roast. When the beans are roasted, this is a roasted beans. We put it in a winnower. This is the winnower. The purpose of the winnower is to crack the beans. We put them here, and it cracks the bean and separates the nibs from the shell. The shell goes in this bag, and the nibs go to this bin. This is how a nib looks like. Yes. So this is a nib. Natalia is still separating some shells that we're able to join the nibs when they were separated. Natalia, say hi. Natalia is from Ukraine. Okay, now we go to the production. This is the production area. So this is the melanger, but we make the chocolates. We put them in these stone grinders. This is actually a stone grinder. This is a stone grinder. The nibs are ground for 3 days. This is how it looks. A pair of stones that continuously turn for 3 days to reduce the particles of the nib so that they will become imperceptible. Below 20 microns. This is Chef Noel. He is making the dredges, and his assistant is Jaden. What are you doing, Jaden? Raspberry. So Jaden is making a dredgy. We are using a panning machine to coat the flavor with whatever chocolate we want. So this is a raspberry flavor. This is another tempering machine. You will notice we have different tempering machines because we have different flavors. We have dark chocolates, and we have the milk chocolate. We have to separate them. This is the tempering machine for the milk chocolate. And this is another tempering machine for the bonbons. When we enrobe the bonbon, this dark chocolate, 62%, is the one that we use. So that's the tour of our chocolate shop.
Amazing, amazing. I'm telling you. What you just showed us looks like a multi-million-dollar industry. And you know, I really congratulate you for for building this kind of business in Chicago, because the business is connected to the Philippines, and also with what you're doing as an immigration lawyer. I know you have a big help out there, and can you please introduce your angel, your help, and your assistant and your partner to our viewing audience? Your wife, your beloved wife.
Yeah, this would not have been possible without my wife agreeing to be trained by Chef Jan Migol, a French chocolatier. So during the hard lockdown in 2020, when everybody were confined in the respective homes, Chef Jan would come to our house from Mondays through Saturdays, from June to November, training Celine in a one-on-one setting. So she no longer works as a nurse. She is full-time as a housewife, attending to our 2 kids, and of course attending to our chocolate shop. So here's Celine.
Hello. Hi, Miss Aileen. How are you? Welcome to our show and congratulations for all.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
And for the family. Please say something because Mother's Day is coming up. And she has some great news for many mothers there or daughters or children who would like to give gifts to chocolate gifts to their mothers. All right, Celine, you're on.
Hi. We have a promo going on in Chalks and Boxes that's located in 4731 North Cumberland in Norwich. And we have a 15% discount in store and online. Actually, it's already starting and it will be over on Mother's Day. Plus, we have a special edition of a chocolate heart. Let me show it to you. A breakable chocolate heart, especially made for mothers. If you break this dark chocolate heart, there's some assorted drudgies in the middle and a surprise chocolate heart bonbon with the flavor of raspberry compote with vanilla ganache. So this is really a good treat for all the mothers out there. They really deserve this. You just break the chocolate heart, not your mother's heart. So please come and make a reservation if you can come on time. But we only have limited offers.
Can you our viewing audience how much that cost?
This costs $35 only. In store only. We cannot order this online because this is very fragile. We cannot ship it. So it needs to be picked up in store.
All right.
Perfect gift for all the mothers there.
Oh my God, I've never seen anything like that before. So, all right. Thank you, Celine. Anything else that you want to announce?
That's it. We are just looking forward to everybody coming over, buying some special treat for their mothers and for their mother figures in their life.
All right.
Happy Mother's Day in advance.
Mother's Day to you too. And Attorney Dean, thank you so much. Thank you for gracing our show today. And well, you better keep our audience updated on what's going on in your store out there, okay? For any special sales and everything like this Mother's Day gift. It's amazing. I really like that box. Wow. I'm going to your store soon, right away.
Anytime. Thank you.
Just around my neighborhood, and thank you for gracing our show today. Attorney Gerardine and Celine Dean.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ate Bella.
At maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Ako po si Veronica. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye!
Bye!
Bye.
Oh, dadan!
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
It's more fun in the Philippines.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Welcome to Veronica's segment of the show today. I have a very interesting personality from the um, Health and Human Services, and his name is um, Michael Carbonargi. Welcome to our show. And Michael, we invited you here today because we are celebrating the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Okay, it is a mouthful, and this is the month of May, and we are happily celebrating our Heritage Month, and we are included in there as a Asian American and Filipino at the same time. And Michael, your title is uh, national. It's a director, Region 5 director of HHS. Can you please tell us what does it mean and what does it cover?
Great. Well, thanks, Veronica, for having me on here. It's a great opportunity to speak to your listeners. Again, I'm Mike Kebonarji. I'm the Regional Director for the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. And my region, as Veronica mentioned, is Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Indiana, and Ohio. And we cover not only those states, but we cover all of what we call the operating divisions at HHS. So we're responsible for Medicare, Medicaid, the CDC, the FDA, National Institute of Health. We deal with everything from Head Start and maternal care for young people and pregnant women, all the way to the Older Americans Act and area agencies on aging. So from the beginning of your life until all the stages in between, we handle all the health and human services.
That's a huge coverage. Must really keeping you very busy.
Well, I'm lucky because I love my job. We really get to make an impact in people's lives every single day at every stage of their life.
Wow, goodness gracious. Okay, because this is our month. And so there are some health issues and concerns that are affecting us, mostly the seniors like me. And okay, first thing is the about the prescription drugs that are affecting many. I forgot the number that the mostly the Asian American group, our group, has been having problems with. Can you please expand on that?
Sure. Well, first of all, happy Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander month. This is an annual observance that started in 1992, where we celebrate the contributions of Filipino Americans and on all AA and HPI populations. And it's important to understand and acknowledge the vast differences and diversity of these groups as well. But you brought up a really important point, which is one of the things that that President Biden had passed last year was the Inflation Reduction Act. And this is a way for seniors to directly pay less for their prescription drugs. We know that Asian American Medicare enrollees report more difficulty in affording their prescription drugs than their white counterparts, which is why we're proud to share the information about a new law that's bringing relief to Filipino Americans and all Asian Americans who may be struggling to afford high drug costs. And that's the Inflation Reduction Act. What it means right away is right now, if you're on Medicare and Part D and you're paying for insulin, as you know, insulin might have cost you $300 or $400 a month. The Inflation Reduction Act caps it at $35 a month. That's a savings for folks right now. But we know that getting those services can be complicated. And we also know that about 400,000 Chinese, Korean, Vietnamese Medicare enrollees do not speak English at home, which is why we've made information about these new benefits available in these languages at lowerdrugcosts.gov, lowerdrugcosts.gov. And if you also go to that website, you can see the list of drugs that we've negotiated the prices on.
This drug cost, there is a law under President Biden about the new drug, the lower drug cost that's in effect right now for us, right?
Absolutely. So the Inflation Reduction Act did a couple of things. So first of all, it capped the cost of insulin for seniors on Medicare at $35. The other thing it did was take all of those vaccinations that the White House has said we need to take, but maybe out of people's reach because of cost. And we all know if it's not affordable, it's not accessible. So vaccines such as shingles. Shingles is a 2-shot regimen and it's about $200 for each shot. Well, a lot of seniors don't have $400 available to get their shingles vaccine. Now, shingles vaccines are free. And we've seen as of last Friday, since the law went into effect, over 10 million Americans have received these free vaccines, and there'll be more to come. And the third part that you mentioned is the fact that for the first time, thanks to President Biden, we've been negotiating directly with the pharmaceutical companies for the most expensive, most prescribed drugs that Medicare pays out under. We started with Medicare because the federal government placed such an influence on the market price of these because of what we reimburse for Medicare. So we went back and forth with the pharmaceutical companies, identified the top 10 drugs, and these are top 10 drugs that are prescribed for high blood pressure, for hypertension, cardiovascular disease. These are the drugs that are in seniors' medicine cabinets right now, and we've reduced the price of those 10 drugs, and we're going to be continuing that negotiation next year with 10 more drugs.
Sounds great. How about the well, of course, many seniors really have problems with the COVID vaccination too. Said is that covered too, or
Absolutely. All the recommended adult vaccines, which are shingles and RSV and COVID, they're all available for no cost for people with Part D coverage. And that eliminates the cost-related barriers to vaccinations. And again, as seniors know who went through the COVID public health emergency in 2020 and 2021, staying current with these vaccines is important too. We're seeing new strains of the COVID virus that comes out, and we just want seniors and all Americans to look at it like you get the flu shot. Every year you get a flu shot because there's different strains of the flu virus. We want Americans to get a new shot every year of their COVID booster so they can stay in compliance. We're doing more research on COVID, flu, and other vaccines, so we know when we're ready to bring to market a new one. And the great thing is, cost is not a barrier. So now talk to your doctor or your pharmacist about how you can get a vaccine.
well, sounds good. And okay, well, when you say that it's really almost free to our seniors, what does that mean? Almost free.
Well, it is it eliminates the cost for anyone with Part D coverage under Medicare. So if you have Part D Medicare coverage, when you go to get your shingles vaccine on the first shot, they won't charge you a copay. They won't charge you anything. You'll just get that first shot free. When you go in for your second shingles shot for the follow-up, same thing. If you have Part D coverage, there'll be no copay, there'll be no out-of-pocket.
Does that mean that we can just go to places like Walgreens or CVS to have a shot?
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. CVS, Walgreens, a lot of the big chain stores like I think Costco and Walmart, if they have pharmacies, oftentimes are doing it. Really start with your doctor because we also know we want that medical record to be complete. So when you go to a CVS or a Walgreens, you have to make sure that you tell your doctor next time you see them that you got the vaccine, so that can make it into your medical record. So we like folks to bring their doctor in for that conversation as soon as possible so that medical record is complete.
Have these services are ongoing right now? When did it start?
Great question. So it's ongoing right now. The vaccine portion of it started at the end of 2023. And for a complete list of all of the vaccines that are covered, because I've talked about COVID and shingles and RSV, and there's others on there. You can go to hhs.gov and search for vaccinations, and you'll see the list of all of the vaccines that are covered for seniors right now.
Does it also include shots like pneumonia shots?
It might. There's quite a few. The ones that we get asked most about are shingles and RSV, because both of those can be expensive shots to get. And as we get older, especially with shingles, we know it can go from being painful to really life-threatening if you haven't kept up with your shingle shots. And it is a 2-shot regimen too, so it's whatever the cost is, it's double.
Terrific. Good news for us, mostly the seniors
Absolutely.
of our group, the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And we just want folks to get the word out. Talk to your friends and your neighbors and folks you may go to clubs with, play cards with, go to church with. Spread the word about it, because they really need to go back to their doctor and make sure that, and their pharmacist, to make sure they're getting the full benefit. A lot of work went into building in the Inflation Reduction Act. We just want to get the word out about it.
Well, sure. Through our TV show, we can spread it. We also have a print magazine that maybe the Health and Human Services can advertise. Thank you so much. Thank you. One last word before we sign off.
Oh, well, thank you. You know, it's the Inflation Reduction Act is just one of the ways that we're trying to keep the cost of healthcare down. But it really starts with people being the best patient they can be. Keep in touch with your doctor. Make sure you have a primary care physician. Stay current on your vaccines. Stay current on your boosters. And we're bringing the cost of prescription drugs down so that if you do get sick, it's not going to break your budget. Just the fact of insulin alone, here in Illinois, most Illinoisans who are seniors are seeing cost savings of around $350 a year on their insulin costs. That's real money that stays in their pocket, and that's a real cost savings for them.
You're right. A lot of money. It really costs. The insulin shots. I have some friends who are having that shot, and really costly.
Yep, absolutely.
Thank you so much, Michael, for announcing the good benefits that our seniors are really have to be getting these days for free or almost free. Most of all, those people with diabetes out there, right? You heard it, or you heard about it, the insulin shot, which is really quite expensive.
Absolutely. And Veronica, thanks for giving us a chance to share this good news with so many people. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for gracing our show, Michael. And please always keep us updated. Thank you.
Absolutely, will do.
Maraming salamat. Thank you very much in our language. At maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Ako po si Veronica. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye, Michael.
This is a prayer and a reminder. All we have is now. Anak, umuwi ka na.
Worldwide this morning, growing concern over a growing health crisis.
The World Health Organization has just declared that this is a pandemic.
Hi. I can't hug you. Don't touch me.
Over the last several days, we have seen peaceful demonstrations.
Protests over police brutality continued here in Austin.
Remember when you started going to college? You came home a liberal?
Dad, please.
That's what we do to you guys in school.
All these people that we never met and never will meet because of what had happened to them. It's just too much.
The way that our family communicates is not necessarily, it's not great.
What advice would you give for those of us that are struggling?
Deal with it.
Yeah.
I think the norm for our communities has been to just stay silent and keep to your own business.
I could definitely be doing more than I'm doing right now, and I know that others can as well.
What if someone is called from God to be an activist?
I can answer that question.
Shouting revolution, oh wow, breaking each tradition.
You don't believe in the Black Lives Matter movement?
An advocacy group reporting at least 3,800 anti-Asian hate incidents since last March.
I'm kind of conflicted. I'm like, maybe I should move home and be here with them.
I hope that this moment makes you take a step forward and a step together in the right direction.
In order for a subject to not be taboo in our community, there always has to be like someone to start that conversation.
You speak up for me when I can't speak up for myself. And I've seen you do that for other people.
I see a lot of people who just kind of cut off friends and family, and I don't think I can do that. I love my parents.
This is a symbol of our voices. If you look at your neighbors around you, you will see who stands with you, who stands for you.
At least I know that you can stand up. That's the thing I'm so happy about.
We would like to welcome all of you to Baladna Jewelry. We have a very big selection of 21 karat gold jewelry imported from the Middle East, from Dubai, Saudi, and Bahrain. And we have a very big selection of diamond. We offer free financing for 6 months, and we have a layaway system which you can leave your stuff for 3 months. We repair gold and we buy old gold. Welcome to Baladna Jewelry.
Salamat bo.
Good afternoon, this is Bridget Karina Quedar bringing you this week's local news from our community. The American Red Cross encourages families to prepare for the fast approaching summer swim season by learning to be water smart. Research shows that participation in formal water safety and swim lessons can reduce the risk of drowning by 88% for 1 to 4-year-olds. Before families head out to pools and parks, it's important for all family members to learn and review critical water safety skills, says Selena Cerrillo, Chief Executive Officer, Red Cross of Illinois. Knowing fundamental Red Cross water safety skills will help you feel more prepared for fun outings in, on, and around the water and help save lives. Each year, more than 2.5 million people learn to swim through Red Cross life-saving aquatics programs. These programs incorporate the latest science-based curriculum and industry best practices, helping to keep individuals and families safer while enjoying water activities. Through this work, over the last century, the Red Cross has helped to reduce accidental drownings by nearly 90% nationwide. Republican lawmakers and other critics admonished President Joe Biden for offering official condolences to Iran following the death of Butcher of Tehran, President Ibrahim Raisi. The U.S. State Department announced its condolences within hours of Raisi's sudden death in a weekend helicopter crash. Raisi, 63, was one of the main architects of a 1988 massacre in Iran that killed around 5,000 regime opponents. In December, he blasted the U.S. for supporting the Zionist regime's crimes against humanity in Gaza, the Washington Free Beacon reported. Tick season is starting across the U.S., and experts are warning the bloodsuckers may be as plentiful as ever. Another mild winter and other favorable factors likely means the 2024 tick population will be equal to last year or larger, some researchers say. It's very bad and has only gotten worse, said Susanna Visser of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. An increasing variety of ticks are pushing into new geographical areas, bringing unusual diseases. Exotic southern species like the Gulf Coast tick and the Lone Star tick are being detected in New York and other northern states, for example. But the tick that experts warn of the most is the common black-legged tick, which is found mainly in forests and spreads Lyme disease. Infection rates begin to peak in May, and U.S. health officials estimate nearly 500,000 Lyme disease infections happen annually. The Illinois Department of Natural Resources is hosting a cicada-themed art show during the Illinois State Fair, and it's going to be a scream. Illinois is the epicenter of a rare double cicada brood emergence this summer, and IDNR wants to commemorate the occasion with a public art show in Conservation World during the 2024 Illinois State Fair, August 8th through the 18th. Anyone can participate. There will be a junior exhibit for youth 17 and younger, and an adult show for everyone 18 and older. Deadline to enter is Sunday, June 16th, 2024. There's a tremendous amount of interest in cicadas this year in Illinois. They're fascinating insects, and I'm excited to see what artists from all over Illinois come up with, said IDNR director Natalie Phelps-Finney. Artists can be as serious or as silly as they want with this challenge. Realistic, creative, wacky, whimsical, or kitsch. We're here for it all. We think the cicadas would want it that way. Original artwork should be depicted the artist's best interpretation of a cicada or cicada brood. No AI-generated artwork will be accepted. Acceptable materials and mediums include paper, canvas, or photography, charcoal, pencil, colored pencil, markers, alcohol markers, ink, acrylic paint, oil pastels, or watercolor paint. Photography is accepted. That's all for today. Thank you for watching our news this week. This is Bridget. See you next time.
It's more fun in the Philippines.